In this video, I'm going to teach you the key differences between doing a chest dip and a tricep dip and what are the key differences in terms of technique. But I want you to pay attention to this one. Even though dips are some of the best exercises out there, they are also a very high risk exercise and I don't want you to get injured while doing this exercise. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Anand from underdogstrength.com, and in this video I'm going to teach you the exact techniques that I use to coach my coaching clients. Now for me personally, dips have always been one of the hardest exercises to do, partly because I used to be really overweight before. When I started with my own fitness journey, I used to weigh about 275 pounds. So that was one of the reasons why I couldn't do dips. But on the other hand, I was also very weak. And eventually, as I lost weight and I gained strength, I was eventually able to do a lot of the bodyweight exercises such as push-ups, pull-ups. But dips was the one exercise that took me the longest time to get. Now even though the dips are considered as one of those classic bodybuilding exercises to build your chest, your shoulders and your triceps, the problem with this exercise is that a lot of people, including myself, get shoulder pain while doing the exercise. There's also a percentage of the population that gets pain right here in the center of the chest, or which is also known as the sternum. This is because the dip targets the lower chest muscles, and the main muscle that we train while training our chest is called the pec major muscle. And the pec major muscle has two heads, the upper chest and the lower chest. The upper chest is also known as the clavicular head, and then the lower chest is also known as the sternocostal head, or some people like to call it the sternal head. And this is because the muscle originates at the sternum. And what happens with dip is when a lot of people attempt to do the dips, it places a lot of strain on right here in the sternum. And if you're one of those people that actually has pain either in the sternum or the shoulders, then I highly recommend that you avoid this exercise, as there's many different and, in my opinion, better exercises you can do for your chest, and you can definitely skip this exercise. And one of the reasons why people get shoulder pain while doing this exercise is that when you're performing the dip, your shoulders are in hyperextension, and this hyperextended position places a lot of stress on your shoulders and your rotator cuffs, and this can result in a lot of shoulder pain. However, if you're one of those people that doesn't experience any sort of pain or discomfort, or you're just trying to get some really good body weight training done, let's say you might not have access to a gym, then you can definitely perform the dips. And the great thing about dips is that you don't even need access to a gym to be able to do them. You might have seen people go to a park to do these dips, so you can definitely do that. And if you don't have access to dip bars or parallel bars in a park, you can easily order your own. Simply go online, look up different dip bars, and if you can't find any, then I'm gonna leave a link down in the description below to a couple that are really portable and you can pretty much do dips anywhere. And one of the other great things about doing dips is that as you get stronger and as you feel that your body weight is no longer enough to challenge you, you can always add more weight. The simplest way of adding more weight is you can take a dumbbell and hold it between your feet. But often, as the dumbbells get heavier and heavier, this might not be a good option for you. And for this reason, you can also easily buy what is called a dip belt. A dip belt is a great option because the belt goes around your waist and the weight is hanging between your legs. And you can either use a dumbbell or a set of weight plates and then challenge yourself that way. So as you get stronger, you can keep on loading more and more weight. And again, if you're looking for a good dip belt, then I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. So what are the key differences between a chest dip and a tricep dip? To be honest, there's a very subtle difference, but any type of dip that you do is going to involve three muscles: your chest, your shoulders and your triceps. But there's two key differences when it comes to chest dips versus tricep dips. When you do a chest dip, your body angle is going to be more horizontal, and when you do a tricep dip, your body angle is going to be more vertical. The second key difference is that when you do a chest dip, your forearm is going to be more perpendicular to the floor, almost straight up and down. Whereas if you were to do a tricep dip, then there's going to be the angle between your forearm and your bicep is going to be more close, and there's going to be a little bit more elbow flexion. Now before you begin the movement, a key thing to keep in mind is that just like you do any sort of pressing movement, whether it's bench press, incline bench press, dumbbell press, one key thing to remember is that you want to keep your shoulders in a safe position. And usually the safest position for your shoulders when you do any sort of chest press especially is that you have to keep your shoulder blades retracted. And this means that you push your shoulder blades back and down. Now, if you already watched my bench press tutorial, I go into great detail on how to do this. But this simply means that in order to keep your shoulders safe, you have to push your shoulder blades back and down and keep them back and down throughout the press. So when you get onto the dip bars, the first thing you want to do is that you want to push your shoulder blades back and down. And to make things simpler, think of it as if you were doing a reverse shrug, where you don't want to do a dip like that. You want to push your shoulder blades back and down. So you want to push it down and a little bit back, and then you want to keep it there while you do the dips. Now comes the key difference between doing a chest dip and a tricep dip. A tricep dip is a little bit straightforward. The main thing you want to focus on, you want to go straight up and down. You want to go down to where your upper arm is about parallel to the floor, and based on your experience level or your comfort level or your injury history, you might either want to go a little bit higher than this or a little bit lower than this. But you definitely don't want to go too low on the dips, simply because there's a high risk of injury to your shoulders. So in a tricep dip, you pretty much want to go straight up and down, and you want to focus on pushing mostly through your triceps, even though you will be using your chest and your shoulders while doing this. In a chest dip, instead of focusing on going straight up and down, you should focus on going a little bit back and down, and this will ensure that your body angle is a little bit more horizontal than straight up and down. And the one thing that will really help you while doing this is that your feet position will determine where your body will travel. So if you want to do a tricep dip and if you want to travel straight up and down, then you also want to keep your feet directly below you. Whereas if you are doing a chest dip, then you want to keep your feet slightly behind you. And when you do this, your body will typically travel wherever your feet are pointing. And then once you hit parallel with both these movements, you want to push back up. And because your body is in a slightly horizontal angle when you do a chest dip, it's automatically going to involve more chest. And in a tricep dip, since you're more vertical and your elbow angle is more closed, you're automatically going to involve more tricep. So the main thing I want to point out is that your body angle is going to determine what muscles get emphasized. So the key to doing either a chest dip or a tricep dip is that you want to focus on your body angle and focus on your feet first. If you want to do a tricep dip, then make sure your feet are almost directly below you. And if you want to do a chest dip, then make sure your feet are behind you and your body will automatically follow wherever your feet are. So if you had to pick one exercise out of these two, which one is superior? Both of these are good exercises, although I will say that there are much better exercises you can do for your chest, shoulders and triceps. However, some people really like them, or they may not have access to a gym or other equipment, and in this case they can definitely build a really impressive upper body by just doing dips. But if I had to pick one exercise, then I would definitely pick the tricep dip over the chest dip. And this is because dips are more of a tricep exercise than a chest exercise, even if you were to do a chest dip. And the reason for this is, one of the main functions of your chest muscles is horizontal adduction. And you do this when you're performing any sort of pressing movement such as dumbbell presses, chest flies. And this key component of training your chest is simply missing when you do dips, because there's almost no horizontal adduction taking place. Whereas the main function of the triceps is simply elbow extension. And in any sort of dip, you are doing just that, you're extending your elbows. So considering that the tricep dips performs the primary function of the triceps, whereas the chest dips does not perform the primary function of the chest, I would say if you had to pick one movement, then go with the tricep dip. So there you have it, guys. Even though both exercises work the same muscles, you can emphasize which muscle gets worked more by simply changing your body angle and the angle of your forearms. I want to give a quick shout out to Arham for requesting this topic. I really had fun in making this video, and if you have any other topics to suggest, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below. I hope this was informative. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And I want you to comment below which exercise you prefer, chest dips or tricep dips. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.